But now that it is 11:30, I would like to introduce our leader today. We have Angela Digmann. Ooh, and thank you for putting in your peanut coconut brittle. Um, Angela, I am going to spotlight your screen and then I'll let you introduce yourself and share your Be Well moment. And then when you are all done, you can go ahead and pass it back to me for the stretch.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rebecca. My name is Angela Digmann, and I am a manager. I'm a director. Sorry, I'm getting used to my new title. I'm a director with our talent and career development team. I came from the Peaks region, so I was an STL health person from 2014 on, and we call it gently placed into the talent and career development team with the merger. And so I've really had a lot of fun supporting the organization with Intermountain Welcome if you've had involvement in that, or with the check-in process. That affects all of us. Mentoring, coaching, succession, career navigation, all those things related to growth and professional development is what we do in talent and career development. So it's been a really fun adventure, and I'm loving that opportunity. So I'm going to share a little bit for the Be Well moment here, and I'm going to start with something that happened to me at the beginning of the summer. My husband and I moved from the Denver area to Minneapolis in May. And not long after I was here, we were just in an apartment. We didn't have a house yet. Everything is in kind of crazy mode with moving after living in Colorado for 10 years. And I get this text. So my stepsister is a little bit nuts, and she runs all the time. She's run solid for like 5,000 days or something, a mile a day. Like, she is just really a hilarious person. Like, even when she travels, she'll be in the airport in Hong Kong and she'll be running through the airport to get her mile in every day. So she is that person. I am a very casual, I call it rambling, because I'll go out and I'll sort of run till I don't feel like running anymore, and then I'll just walk. And then if I feel like running again, I'll run. And I don't say I run, I say I'm a rambler. And so she sent me, "So hear me out." And we joke now, like, don't watch out what she's going to say next if she says, "So hear me out." And she's encouraging me, right? Because I'm new to the community. She's here. She's local in the Twin Cities area. And she's saying, "Hey, we lost some folks. Do you want to run a Ragnar race?" So I don't know if you've heard of Ragnar. It actually started in Utah. It started as a road race, like a 24-hour relay where everybody would run some stints, and you'd be in a van and it'd take you along through this whole 120-mile route or something like that. Just, to me, it sounds crazy. And she asked me if I wanted to do this. I don't know what you would say, because probably some of you are runners and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in, this sounds great." If you're not, this is me. I'm going, "Oh my," but you'll guess what happened. Here we are. So here's the Ragnar team. We signed up. We called it Take It on the Run. She likes to have an 80s theme song as the theme. And so we all got sweatshirts and t-shirts made that say Take It on the Run. And I had to find a place to start. So my hubby found a Couch to 10K program. And it's really designed for people who are on the couch and don't run at all. They ask if you can walk consecutively for 60 minutes in order to do this plan. And so I'm like, I've got to start somewhere. If I'm going to do this, if my stepsister talked me into this, let me figure this out. And this plan worked for me. So check this out. It's run 1 minute, walk 2, 8 times. So again, for you runners, you're probably like snoozing and rolling your eyes and like, "Are you kidding me right now?" But for a muggle, for someone who doesn't run, this felt achievable. This felt like, "Oh wait, I can do this." It's set to go 3 times a week, and it's brilliant, right? Because they even set it so where Monday's kind of a good start. Wednesday's a little easier, which if you think about how weeks flowed, work week, that kind of works a little bit because you're busier, life is crazy, and a shorter thing on Wednesday is actually really nice. And then you have like Friday, Saturday to do that third one, which is the bigger one for that week. And it just starts with that, and then you increase. And so this is what I did. It was, okay, here we go. Let's start small and let's keep it achievable. And this program is set up to make it doable. Another thing I liked about it, it was once you get past, well, actually, it just even goes, you can see it's all minutes. So it wasn't run 1 mile. It was just, can I run for a minute? And so that time focus, so it's not so much distance and sort of competitive thinking. It's more, can I run for 1 minute? Can I run for 5 minutes? So it kind of worked with the way I'm oriented and what motivates me. So those mornings where I'm sitting in bed going, I need to get up and run, I need to get up and run. This felt much more doable. And I also love that there were days I wasn't running. So it would be like, oh, it's Tuesday. I don't, this is such a confession. I don't have to run today. I can just, check my email or whatever, or mess around on Facebook, whatever I'm doing. And then I can get going for my day. And then it just gave me this right cadence that I could feel done, accomplished, and not sort of not perpetually guilty. I could do something, feel good, move on. And this was, especially the way it started, it was well below what I could do. So it was really fun to be like, I did the thing. And it was also good because they have you always walk 5 minutes before and walk 5 minutes after. It's this injury prevention thing, which again, if you're used to walking, it doesn't feel like you're really doing much, but just this idea of like, you're not trying to kill anything, you're just trying to be measured. It really worked for me. So I'm going to show you, we did make it. So we all did this. I will, not because it was competitive, but because I didn't want to slow the rest of the group down. These are all runners. I wasn't the slowest, so that was good. But even more just the accomplishment, right? Like getting that done. What I want to call out here, though, is to think through what motivates you. So when you think about if you want to do something athletically, some of you probably really are those people that just lock and load. I just work out, Monday through Thursday at 6 a.m. I'm at the gym or whatever. Like some people really have that. For the rest of us, I don't know if you've read the book Influencer or even gone to the class. It's one of like in the Crucial Conversations world. They talk about when you're trying to motivate yourself, stepping aside and looking at yourself almost like a science experience. And so if you think of it as, let me observe like kind of peering over into your life. Let me observe the Angela. What does the Angela do when she's working out the way she wants to be? And what's happening in her life when she's not? And so trying to like look at it impartially and saying, what motivates this particular human? Oh, if it's light outside, that makes a difference. Or if her husband's up and around, maybe she gets up. Or what's happening where she does stuff. And then looking at that from a scientific perspective. So instead of trying to sort of out willpower the world and sort of, like, if I just were a better person, I would do the thing. Looking at it as I am a scientific observer of my life, and I've noticed that when these three things are in place, I tend to be able to get out of bed. Then that can help me. So for me, it's if I'm scrolling, it's really hard to get out of bed. But if I put my phone down and don't let myself look at it, I'm sitting there in bed, I will actually like, oh wait, I could get up and move and get going. That sounds dumb, but just looking for those little pivot points that help me figure out how do I get up, how do I get out, how do I try to do this. So that's really my encouragement for all of you. Figure out, look at your life, look at what's working for you and what's not, and figure out those points and those pivot points that might help you shift that to get to the point where you want to be from a wellness perspective. All right, thank you. It's back to you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much for sharing that all with us, Angela. I don't know if you could see all the reactions coming up, but you were getting lots of hearts and lots of clapping. So much appreciated perspective. And I feel like what was the word you used? Rambler. I feel like that's the kind of mover I am too. So I am going to switch our screens so that y'all can see me a little bit better. All right. So everybody, let's take our space. We are going to do a little bit of a dynamic move, and then we'll do a hold stretch. So let's start with our neck, and we're just going to go round and round and round. And then go the other way, round and round and round. And then you're going to look up to the ceiling, make the longest neck you've ever had in your life. I extend my fingertips out because you can really just go full ballerina extension. And then tuck your chin in so that stretch along the back of your neck. All right, and then we're going to gently tip our ear to our shoulder. And while we're doing this, be mindful of your breath. Just take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, extend that stretch. Let's do the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out and extend that stretch. All right, let's do our arms. Let's do some big arm circles. And then go the other way. Now reach up, tall, tall, tall. Fingertips going all the way down. Now bring your hands out to a T, push them back behind you, trying to meet your thumb or your fingertips together. And then bring them out in front and round your back, pulling that spine. Woo! Very nice, very nice. All right, and then while you're here, keep going and just let gravity dip you down. Roll that spine back up, one vertebrae at a time, and roll those shoulders back. All right, let's get some leg movement. So I'm gonna make you do a couple of just easy squats. So just bend the legs and come up, reach high and bend, sweep the ground. Up, we are just getting our body moving so gently. You don't have to drop it. You can just do a little graceful bend. Getting nice warmed up. And then we are going to go one more time down. Straight legs though. Reaching for your toes. But if we're not reaching our toes, let's just reach where we can. Put our hands gently behind our legs. And just give it a little tug. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, pull yourself in a little bit more. Okay, don't worry about coming all the way up. I'm going to have you step one foot out in front of the other. And keeping one leg bent, you are going to put your hand on that bent knee and kind of sit back in that chair. You're going to be feeling a stretch in the back of your straight leg. All right, keeping your feet where they are. Now you're going to switch legs, straighten the back leg, put your hands on that front knee. You should feel another stretch back here, closer to your glute. All right, feet together, switch sides, hands on the bent knee. And then you're gonna stretch, feel that stretch down behind your knee into your calf. And then switch sides, hand on the other knee, straighten out that back leg. All right, and come back up, stand all the way up. We're gonna do a little bit of a balanced hip opener. So ground your first leg, bring the second leg up, and then try to open it up. And then we're gonna do the other side, up, open. If you need to find a wall, a chair, do what you gotta do to make yourself feel stable. And you're really feeling it up here in the hip. If you are like me and you've been sitting all morning at your computer, this is gonna feel real good. All right, now we're gonna do leg behind us. So grab your ankle. Get a good quad stretch. Switch sides. All right, put your leg down and shake it all out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for participating in today's Take 10. And a special thank you to Angela for sharing your Be Well moment with us today. I am going to go ahead and pull up the attendance code. And thank you all for joining us today. Well, I'll pull up your attendance code as soon as Teams loads. But for those listening, your code is STR4904. I'm still working on sharing the screen, but the code is STR4904. Still working on sharing the screen. The code is STR4904.